Hi everybody, welcome to my miniature review of the Blackstone Fortress. The only reason why I'm doing this little review, and not actually the review of the board game, but really those miniature, it's just because we all usually see all those miniature being sold individually, and you can wonder which one could be interesting, is it worth it to buy? Um, Sometimes pictures on eBays are not the greatest to identify a model, so we'll just look at them one by one and from there, you'll know if you prefer to buy them individually from a scalper or somebody like that, or if you prefer to buy an actual full box. Because right now, you can buy the Blackstone Fortress for way cheaper than buying all those models on the side without the board game. So for me, usually what I do, I shop around, and when I see somebody that doesn't like the board game and sell it a bit cheaper, then I buy it. I don't mind them already built. If I want them on sprues, it's usually because I want to keep the box as a collector and not open it. But yeah, today is not the day. I don't think Blackstone Fortress is that worth it. So let's open this. And there we go. So we'll start with maybe the heroes, then we'll move to the enemies, maybe the chaos first, and then the beast faction, or whatever you can call them. So let's start with the first one. Here we got the captain. He's considered a rogue trader. He carries a pipe, as you can see, in his hand that he's smoking. So we got that beautiful smoke at the tip that you can actually paint. That's actually pretty neat. The coat itself is well detailed. We got what it looks like a metal armor, like a chest plate, under his main coat. So that's another interesting fact. Something that I really like is actually the details to the boots. Something that kind of sticks out since it's so overcharged from the top. The bottom may look weird if you don't go for the details at the bottom. So those little belt at the bottom of those boots is actually pretty nice. The sword is completely plain, but you got those nice curve on the hilt. That's something I really like. We got some details on the side of that coat, but nothing too fancy. And as you can see, the previous owner didn't glue properly this corner, and we got a small edge. So let's try to focus again. We got a small edge right there. See it? So yeah, just be careful when you're doing it. If we look at the top of his shoulder, we can actually see that this coat is actually covered with some fur, and we got the face or the skull of that beast. So it's kind of weird. It looks like a skull, but at the same time, can I focus on you? Let's try it out. No? Can we focus? Sorry about that. I'm just trying to see if I can. Yeah. Come on, camera. Now this one's going to be tricky now. Can you focus? There we go. So, as you can see, the face of the animal looks like a mix between a skull and actual flesh, because we can actually see the hair, or the ear, sorry, of the animal. So maybe some kind of type of vampire or ghoul. So yeah, pretty neat. We can see the old fur. Seems to be either a blend of scales or fur, so I'm not too sure yet again. And we got the tail in the back. We got a pistol in his holster, and at the same time we got a dagger to the front. Really nice model, full of little detail. Is a really cool one, but if you're not somebody that's really interested into the Imperium and you prefer Xenos, the Rogue Trader may not be from your interest. But if you're somebody that plays Necromunda or Rogue Trader, he's actually a really nice model. The next one is actually an Imperial Navigator. So those navigators that we find on ships that find the light of the Emperor when they warp. And it's actually a really nice model. I'm not sure if it's the first one that I ever saw as being a navigator, but yeah. Back of the coat got some designs. It's not fancy, more like little grooves that are dig inside of his coat, but it looks kind of sweet. The rest of the coat is pretty clean. We got that little pack that I'm not sure what it's supposed to be with the seal. Let's see if I can focus again. Really bothersome. Don't know why my camera is doing that lately. There we go. So we got that small backpack right there. And we got some small shoulder pads that seems metallic. Again, be careful when you're gluing them. Make sure they're really even, or sand them to make them straight. But he is pretty interesting. Long dress, nice coat. We got some, I'm not sure if it's a breather or something related to that on the side of his belt. And it seems that we have a gun or pistol hidden into his holster. And we got that long cane. It looks pretty different. Actually, sometimes at the beginning I believed it was actually some kind of psyker, and the Imperial Navigator is actually a type of psyker. So yeah, that's actually not bad. Really different helmet. He's gonna stick out. Depending on the colors you're gonna put him, it's worth it. But again, it's more in the side of the militarum than guardsmen, etc. It's not something, if you're playing Xenos, maybe you could try to fit him within a Gene Stealers. I could see that. But beside that, yeah. So that's our Signier. Let's see, what am I going to do next? Let's do the Priest. So here we got a Ministerium Priest. That could be joined with the Battle Sisters, I guess. Really interesting model. The servo skull with the weapon attached to his side. He's holding this wonderful book. Really, really beautiful contrast. And I wonder if I can actually compare it to the Chaos. That's an old Chaos that was able to salvage from somebody else. You see, just like threw a bit of it. So that could be like the why are you doing this? It could be the, if you paint it into the Chaos colors or really do something really epic with it, it could be a proxy for that Chaos with the Apostle. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, we'll return to the model itself. Let's see. Let's try to focus again. There we go. Nice hat. We got that. Are you serious? It was just locked in. There we go. We'll just turn it around. A lot of detail. There's a pouch on his belt with a pistol to the back. We got some kind of, not too sure what it is. So you got this metal pauldrons that goes on both sides with some kind of speaker, it seems, into the back, and maybe in the front that could be the mic. So he's ready for his sermon. We got that beautiful mace, got a few details on it. I kind of like that. I love when they add just little details to the hilt, just to make it more interesting, or the shaft deal. So yeah, really nice. I think what sells me this model the most is actually having that little servo skull and extra to his side to really add more weight to it. But even if you remove it and custom this, he still looks pretty amazing. So what I would say, if you play Battle Sisters, or if you got some Chaos and you want to use it, some Chaos Cultists, and you want to use it as a proxy, I could see that. That's actually a really nice model. So let's see who I can pick up next. I should actually do a better job at dividing them. Maybe I should use the crew. So here we got a crew tracker. He's actually my favorite one of all the heroes. I'm a big fan of the Tau and the Kroot, so yeah, this one looks really amazing. He has that straight posture, he seems confident, beautiful cape that seems to be all racked up and combined with the other stuff, so you can really play along and do some kind of different paint scheme with it, so that's pretty interesting. His weapon is actually a really nice sniper rifle with a blade on both sides and not just at the tip. And we lost track again. That's weird. Okay, we got some kind of pistol hid in the back, and these seems like some kind of grenades or traps. So it's actually really, really nice. And we got a beautiful dagger hidden just under his belt. So when you look at him, he doesn't seem that much standing out, but at the same time, he is well balanced. A bit overcharged on the level of the belt, but at the same time, with the hair and everything, he seems pretty cool. Maybe I would have made the cape just a bit longer, not too much, just a bit longer, or maybe less wider. But it seems to be something to cover himself completely with it. The face is pretty nice. Actually, the hair are well divided. They're just not just like a big chunk with a few spikes. They go pretty far within. So that's actually really nice. And of course, they're Kroot. So if you're not playing Tau, or you're not playing the Kroot in a kill team or something like that, well, beside for the fun of painting, if you really want to use it to play, well, you're kind of limited. So I still believe that it's one of the nice ones. The next one is the Azuriani Ranger. She's a sniper of the group. Beautiful model. She doesn't look like much usually, but once painted with really bright colors, like a dark green with a light green with a light, beautiful white or creamy white, she can really, really stick out. So she's really interesting. Beautiful hood that finished into a cape. We got a dagger in the back. We got her sniper rifle. She got her dagger out. We got some kind of grenades to the side, pendant to the middle of her belt, and the same thing around the strap for the gun. There's a lot of details inside of her boots. So, well, a lot of detail. You'll see. So she's really on the tip of her toes, and we got the hilt really well positioned with those little, not sure what they're supposed to be, ribbons or some kind of design, I suppose. And we got those little round shape, and this one's going to be really hard to see. So let's see if I can actually focus again on it. I don't know if you see, just in that junction right there, we got some kind of, it's maybe not a plate, but maybe some kind of gem that is located right there. Then we got the material that goes to the knee, and from the knee, we got that metal plate that goes around the knee. And then you can keep going, painting the paint. So you got beautiful transition around the legs. So that could be really, really interesting. The body armor is actually not bad either. We got really a few designs inside of it. Oh, again. There we go. Beautiful design inside of it. So really interesting. Another pendant in between the breast. And she got some kind of rebreather or a mask that looks like pretty much like a mask of a space marine. That's getting kind of cute. The pauldrons are a bit hidden under her hood, and she got that camera that seems to help her out when she's shooting with little strings of material. So really interesting model. She can be a bit tricky to paint, to be honest, but she could usually go easily with the Eldari or Drukhari. So yeah, if you like elves and you want sci-fi elves, she'll be the model for you. So this one's pretty interesting. Now let's go see our Rattlings. And with Games Workshop that actually just released the fact that they're coming back with the squads, I could see the Rattlings raising in price and becoming part of those army. So that's actually something really nice. I just hope one thing. I just hope that Games Workshop actually develop them to be a bit more different than just tiny guardsmen with heavy armor like a space marine. So basically, 2 wounds and that's it. Nothing special about them. I really want them to stands out a bit more like Age of Sigmar, being different. Maybe being, since we're more in a sci-fi, maybe turn them a bit more to this fantasy type of fighting. So maybe still again with those weird airship since they're so tiny. So anyways, so this is one of the Rattling. This one got some kind of sniper rifle. Well, sniper rifle, it's just more like a rifle. He got goggles on top of his head to look from afar. Beautiful backpack. He's ready to camp. Got his roll. Got some pliers, I guess. A pistol to his belt. Oop, lost track again. Come on. This is really bothersome. Come on. There we go. So we got a pistol right there. And a little knife just in the front of it. So, somewhat well equipped. Bare feet. So he doesn't wear any boots. So you'll need to make some kind of fur design on this one. Let's see, there we go. There. So yeah, the pants are just material and there's some type of armor hidden behind that weapon. So yeah, beside that, gloves, fingers. They're not standing out, they're just really unique. So this is one of the Rattlings. So if you're playing Blackstone, you actually play both of them as one character and not as two. So that's kind of interesting. It's really bringing a new way of playing this game. There we go. So this is the second Rattling with the grappling hook. He got that scanner with himself that helped him to identify some enemies or other creature in front of him. Small dagger, and of course we got that pouch right there. Oop. Got that pouch on the belt right there with a bit of material kind of sticking out from the side, and you can see those curves. Again, bare feet, so you'll need to do that little fur over the feet. We really see that body armor really carefully now. We see again another backpack with a mine situated to the side, and we got a bit of stuff just sticking from the side. So I kind of like that because the material is not just square, it's just not like a backpack, it's a backpack that feels full. So that's really fun. And he has some kind of dynamite sticking up his ass, literally. So yeah, interesting one. Compared to the other one, this one is bald. As you remember, the other one just had this a bit of baldness and those goggles in front of his head. This one just got really long sideburns and no beard. So that was our Rattling. Right now you could maybe add them to the Militarum, the guardsmen, or with the squads coming in. They're kind of be really interesting to have them sticking around for a little while there. The other one is gonna be the Imperial Robot. So the idea with this one is actually that this robot is actually an AI that survived for over, I don't know, maybe 20,000 years, pre-Horus Heresy, when the AIs actually went and actually attacked humanity. That led to the spirit of the machine and whatnot. So anyway, really interesting model, really unique. We got a beautiful Gatling gun. You see the previous owner didn't drill a hole for that weapon, but I could see it's sticking out so much that you would need to drill it. We got a beautiful chain feed ammunition. We got that generator backpack in the back. And we got some type of flamethrower connected to that side. The hands is actually some kind of hook or grip with 3 fingers that can clamp and destroy stuff. Beside that, he got a bit of details, but he's not the most detailed character compared to all the others. he seems pretty bland when you look at him, but at the same time it's up to you to really give those metal parts more life to them and either make them more clean, more destroyed, rusted. It's really up to you. So I kind of like when they're more bland because you got a bit more creative around it. But beside that, yeah. But he's really taller. If I compare him to maybe a Space Marine, he's actually not bad. But again, if you want to use him, I guess again the Militarum, I could see him on that side. I'm not sure I would bring him with Space Marine, but he got a lot of wounds, but no real advantage to him. So, yeah, interesting one. Good looking, but different compared to the others. I believe I skipped maybe one of my... So the priest actually has a second character, and I'll call it an Acolyte. And it's an Acolyte with a flamethrower with a chainsword. And this one is really, really unique. If you're playing Battle Sisters, or you want to bring some kind of chaos Acolyte that is different, this one actually takes the cake. Beautiful, different weapon. It really stands out. A lot of flame, so that's fun. Another flame on the back. We can see the tanks in the back, same thing. Beautiful chain with some kind of talisman or maybe some incense. We got the long robe with a bit of design. It's not just straight, it's actually in a movement, so that's pretty interesting. From there, we can see the middle of the belt. We got other symbols from the Imperium. And a beautiful chest piece in metal with two metal pauldron. So it's a really interesting model, really stands out. She's supposed to be tagging along with the priest, but she's a unique model within the Blackstone Fortress. So if you play the priest, somebody else can play her individually. Like I said, Chaos or Battle Sisters, this one could be really nice to tag along. And I think this finished the heroes when I look at it, and I believe it is. Okay, so let's start with the humans. So we'll start with the Psychers and the Rogue Psychers more precisely. So if you're somebody that got the Psychers for the Militarum, let's see if I can, there we go. So we got the Psychers for the Militarum. Just trying to stop the camera from shaking there. There we go. Yeah, you can use them or use them for the Chaos, your Chaos army. Really interesting. Long chains weighting them down as if they're trying to float away from the ground. They're really being grounded. Their skull are completely deformed. So maybe I could see them in Gene Stealers. That could be really interesting. But at the same time, you got those spikes that are more chaos. But yeah, I could see somebody modifying this and making something really interesting. Same thing if you want to use it for Militarum, Chaos, or Gene Stealers. Beautiful pistol on the holder to the side. We got that drape that crossed the frontal part of his armor. Let's try to focus. So as you see, we can see that drape, that cross right there. The belt paints his bare feet, as you can see. Pauldron, as you can see, there's a big gap from the previous owner. So that I may have to close that back down. The coat is kind of bland. It's just really a straight coat, like I was telling you earlier with the Acolyte, with the flamethrower. I love when there's a bit of ripple. This one is really a straight jacket, so kind of losing a point. And that drape that crossed from the front is actually crossing in the back right there. So interesting model, really interesting. And what I like about those two, they're exactly not the same. They're really different. So let's try to focus again. Oh, maybe I should bring a light. Let's try this like that. See if this helps. So again, model grounded with chains. His bare feet. His bare feet. Again, the drape that cross around. Got something that weird. What's that? I guess it didn't glue it. So anyways, let's try to focus again. There we go. Drape that cross around, holster to the side that needs some cleanup, pauldron with some bit of spike. This one is more like a mace. Got his 2 finger to his head. Every time I twist it, he makes a weird noise, like a clipping noise. That's weird. We got a head that's deformed with some horns on it. And just to show you a little difference, I believe I got a Psyker from the Militarum that I'm salvaging that is in metal. And you kind of see the big resemblance between them. So, yeah, this one's going to be a bit harder to put inside the Militarum or using as a proxy. You really got that chaos look to it. You could try again with a Gene Stealer, but this one's going to be harder. Just because the way his deformity really pushed for the horn to push him on the side of the chaos side. So, okay, so the next part is actually the Cultist. So the Cultist, we got 7 miniature that is duplicated. So I will not show the 14 of them, I'll show just 7 of them. So we'll start with the first one and I'll go down the line. So remember, they're just duplicates. So we got 7 unique and 1 set of duplicate of each. So this one is the one that fights with a mace and some kind of bolted weapon. Interesting. The previous owner painted in white, so it's kind of fun because I actually can see all the details. Drape, really beautiful cape to the side that's all shredded. We got that pendant that hides in the back, some type of pouch. We can see really the design of the boots in the back. Really a lot of design for a Cultist. So this is really interesting. This is what I really love about this. We got the beautiful spike on the shoulder, like if it was welded there. So if those pauldron are metal, you can actually really make it another color to make it stand out. Beautiful model. The face is nearly completely hidden by this piece of rag. The other one is the Cultist with a grenade. He's got holding the pin on his right hand and he's throwing with his left. So we got a left hand Cultist right here. Got a bit of chain on that one. He seems to be the grenadier or the guy in charge of explosions. So if you're playing a kill team or something, could be interesting to add him or tag him along. We got different type of grenade. We seems to have 1 grenade, 1 incendiary. The 2 next and not too short, they actually look like some type of dynamite right there. We got some canteen to the side, or maybe it's actually a fire extinguisher. So it's really up to you to paint him the way you want it. We got a beautiful carbine to the side and a few more grenades. And again, we got those chainmail all around him to protect him. This one got a beautiful helmet with a mask. Bit reminiscent of the Krieg setup, but really different in the end. Again, really nice. It's fun to have Cultists. I know there's a lot of people always looking for them, so it's actually fun to have some extras. Then we got the last gun with the dagger. And I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a dagger or an actual bayonet. So, yeah, hard to see. This one, his face is clean. I see the previous owner actually painted with spray really heavy. That face is nearly hidden. So I may need to clean that one. Again, instead of a cape, we actually got those chains that are high. Hit the camera. That are dangling down, and we got some piece of metal that seems to be attached inside of it. So really different. The boots got a bit of detail, not too much. We got some kind of chin guards on both sides. A little pendant that is dragging from the armor. We got a belt, chest plate that's made of metal, and some type of other dagger to the side. Pretty much it. Nothing really stands out more than that. And it's really the regular guardsman type of helmet, but with a beautiful scratch to the side. Next one, if I remember, this one is either the Sergeant or... I'm trying to see if I actually got a name for him. Let's see if I got a name. Anyways, he's a Trader Guardsman. So, you got the last pistol, beautiful chainsword, beautiful design on it, and well done. Those teeth are really beautiful, really well divided. We got the hilt, got those beautiful spikes that keeps going to the side. The exhaust port is to the side too, nothing's hidden. We got a pistol holder that is empty because he's actually holding it. We got again the guardsman helmet with a beautiful dash across the top and that little rebreather mask. His armor got modified and another piece of metal was added and held in place with a chain. So that's kind of fun. He got that beautiful cape with a grenade to his back. And of course we got those spikes with a skull, human skull on it, and it doesn't make sense because I'm not sure how that spike went through that skull. So anyway, so that's what it is. And on his feet, if you can see, there's another skull. Beautiful if you want a sergeant or a commissar in front. Well, commissar, maybe not commissar, but yeah. Again, pistol with this Trader Guardsman. Sword that is really, really rugged and kind of look like a Lord of the Ring type of sword. We got a pendant with a bit of drape to the front. Again, a bit of a metal chest plate hidden under it. And we got his actual coat sticking out under his belt. Boots are pretty normal. We got this holster that actually got a symbol, and I'm not sure if it's a corn symbol or hard to see. In the back, we still got that drape and just a bit of chainmail that sticks to the back, but we really got those beautiful design for the boots. Really love those details. It's not completely flat, so it makes it a bit different. Now we're reaching the flamer. So that's the guardsman with the flamer. Beautiful weapon. And he actually got some kind of fur to cover himself. I'm not sure for a flamer, maybe I would have changed for something else than some kind of fur, but whatever. So this is either a spare tank or a canteen, but I'm pretty sure that's a spare tank of napalm. We got a shovel on his back, a grenade, and it seems to be another spare tank. Normal helmet, but this one actually got the pipe connected to the rebreather system. So maybe that thing is the rebreather. Hard to say. It's going to be up to you to decide if it's a canteen, a spare tank, or a rebreather system. This one got 2 spikes. The only thing on this one I really don't like is that division in the fur. They should have joined it together. But yeah, it's not that bad. The last cultist that we got is actually this one with the bayonet last gun. Fur that cross around him, like if the wind's coming from the back. Same thing on this side, really heavy. We got the holster for the bayonet. So that's actually a really nice touch, nice detail. The helmet is there, and he has a rag covering his face once again. The eyes are barely visible, so I'm not sure if it's actually the person that owned it before primed them too much. We got a little knee pad on this one, and beside that, the rest is pretty normal. And I'm not too sure if that's supposed to be just rocks in the middle, but it's completely useless, and it looks like nothing. I would have skipped it. So yeah, those were our humans. So I'll do the Chaos Space Marines. So they are duplicates. So they are exactly the same for both of them, and we only got 2 inside the box. So there is nothing special about them besides being Chaos, but they got the exact same stand, the exact same position, and the exact same equipment. So we'll just do a little look around. They are pretty much our standard Chaos Space Marine that you can find in the Start Collecting. And even then it's not the most gorgeous or prettiest one. Previous owner again put some kind of, I don't know, not sure what he put on it, but it's pretty shiny and it's not really, it's not standing really, feels more like some kind of candy that dripped on it. It's really weird. So anyways, so we got a pistol to the side. Oop. So we got a pistol to the side, right? We're gonna get it. There we go. Pistol to the side. We got a bolter in the front. Stop moving. The backpack, of course, similar. Helmets the same. Nothing really special about them. Really, really ordinary. I wouldn't tell you to go and buy them beside if you really want that specific model, but they have nothing special to them. We got the Chaos Lord. As you can see, the previous owner painted it. He's just walking around with a mace. We got that weird skull on the floor. Not too sure what that's supposed to be. Looks like a skull that got smashed to the side. See? Beside that, yeah, nothing really. I believe the Chaos Lord from the starter kit is actually looking better than this one, but right now I need to clean that and make it better. Yeah, bit of fur, long cape. He's a baldy. It's really hard to see the details because of that flashy texture, that glossy texture that's on it. So you see we got actually a skull hidden on the belt if you look on it to the side. So it could be a really beautiful model, but yeah, you need to go and make them pop out. Maybe the only thing that we really like about him is because he's in a position of walking. He's on a mission. It's a man on a mission. And that's actually really interesting when you put it on the field. So yeah, if you're playing Chaos, that could be really interesting. And for the cultists, well, Gene Stealers, Chaos, it's really up to you. They can fit pretty much anywhere. And if you're really creative, you can actually put them in the Militarum and just really change their way. What do we have next? Do I do them or do I do the Cornell? Yeah, anyways. So if you know, maybe more popular if you're not somebody that knows anything about the old fantasy Warhammer, if you know Vermintide, there are the Beastmen, and the Chaos Beastmen are those creatures. The only difference is those are actually in a more sci-fi way. So they're just holding gun and chainsword. They got a, again, hitting the camera. We got again grenades to the back, some pouches. It's really hard to see the details. I see the previous owner did that brownish all over the place, and it kind of distraught a bit all those details, and it's hard to see. But they could be really interesting. It's just in a sci-fi way. It's hard to put them in anything. So if you're not really playing, if you're playing Age of Sigmar, well, they don't fit because they already got guns. If you put them inside, I don't know, maybe with some demons, well, they're a team of 4, and they're actually 2 of a type, 2 of a kind. So we got just those 2 models. Beside that, the 2 others are duplicate of these. So, not the best looking. I'm really wondering why they added them to the box. They could have put something else, but yeah, I guess it makes them different. So if you like painting beasts in a more sci-fi, yeah, that could be interesting, but I hardly can see them being put into something else or a real army. So yeah, we'll just switch to the next one. So this is little brother, the second type, or the second kind. Can I focus there? So that's the second kind. Again, pistol, sword that is really rubbish. Well, rubbish. I mean, the look of it is rubbish. It's not an ugly sword as such. It's really more a blunt weapon. We got the holster, grenade pouch, maybe some type of other grenade on the leg right there. We got the main, some orange on both sides. The face is slick. The armor is metal with a bit of chain. Nothing in the middle, so basically there's no clothing at the level of the waist. And short shorts. So at one point you're wondering even why he bothers to put an armor. And yeah, we got some kind of chin guard, metal chin guard. I'm really not in love with those. I'm not sure what was the purpose and the goal of it, but yeah. It's really up to you. If you like them, good. I'm really satisfied for you guys. For me, I really don't see them anywhere. I may paint them, but I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with them. To be honest, they just don't stand out really. We'll do the Negavolt Cultist. So the Cultist, I'm trying to figure out. Oh, they're all the same. I think. Is there a difference, or they exactly? I think there's two of a kind. Yep. There we go. So, Navigator Cultist. Maybe you could use them with Mechanicus. Actually, they could actually really fit well inside of it. Maybe with the Battle Sisters. Maybe you could. I'm trying to remember the name and I'm getting blanks. But yeah, Battle Sisters, Mechanicus inside of the Chaos. Gene Stealers, not sure what in the Gene Stealers could look like that. But anyways, so they are using a lot of voltage to attack their enemy from somewhat afar and being a good melee. Somewhat afar, I mean less than mid-range. There we go. So we got those two sticks that are connected to the generator. So if you're somebody that's really good at doing maybe some kind of plasma effect, like with that blue and white that kind of shine all over that emits light, that could be really, really sweet to make. The face is completely covered with a metal faceplate, from what I see, or some kind of juggernaut, I would call the faceplate. You can see the ears to the side, the arms are bare, and then we got that huge chest plate that is different plates built one against another. We got the drape that covers the leg, and then we got the bare legs with the shin guard. His bare feet, like so. So he's pretty much bare feet with a bit of rag that goes around the ankles. There we go. So that goes around the ankle. And we got that generator that stands really, really. There we go. So we got this generator that stands in the back and all around his back and seems to be connected to his head. Really interesting model. The big difference between the two of them is actually just the position of those weapons. So the right weapon is nearly at the same place, but if you turn him around, one is pointing. Can we focus again? You gotta bother me again, aren't you? There you go. So one's pointing downward, and the other one is pointing upward. That is it. There is no other difference than that. Everything else is pretty much the same. So yeah. And finally, the last and unique, we got the Ergols, and after that we'll get the drones. So the Ergols. There you go. So really Age of Sigmar's type of monster. Really love these. The previous owner kind of did a really beautiful job on those. Still, I hate the glossy over them. Maybe he wanted to protect them. But yeah, it still looks pretty good. A really interesting little type of ghoul slash vampires. Beautiful spine. We got those rib design. Beautiful muscle distinction. Same thing for the arms. You can look at it. And you see one's painted and you highlight those bony fingers. You really get something. So you could add them easily into the demon faction, or if you played in Age of Sigmar, you can put them with the vampires or demons. So they're actually really, really neat. I really love those. The only big difference, if I remember, is just the position of the ends, as you can see. This one, both ends are turning backward, and this one got one forward and the other one backward. Beside that, they are exactly the same, and the two others are duplicates. That's it. They're exactly the same. So really cool, really interesting. I really like them. I'll maybe strip two of them of paint and paint them myself, but I believe the previous owner did such a beautiful job that I may keep those as such. And finally, we got the 4 drone spindle, or spindle drones. They're all the same. There's no real difference between all of them. The 4 are exactly the same. So those drone spindle are really interesting. I wonder where you could put them. Maybe with Mechanicus? Could be somewhat interesting. With Chaos? Maybe. Beside that, they don't fit with anything, but they look amazing, and they got that vibe of War of the World. And yeah, it's really, really nice. I know in one of the expansion we got a bigger version. So if you're interested into those drone and making maybe some type of diorama or diaporama, where you got those sci-fi creature walking around, that could be really, really interesting. We got the center eye, we got those metal plate well divided. We have that centerpiece that's made of 3 parts. Those legs are really nice, and we got that centerpiece that seems to hold the legs like an insect. So I really love that style because it brings to a mechanical enemy that organic feeling of an insect, like a carapace, and all the flesh is hitting inside of it. So I really love them. They're really, really nice. So from here, that was pretty much it. So we got 4 of those that are exactly the same. They're all the same. And that's it. So you got all those models. We got a few duplicates. I'm not sure if it's worth for you guys. For me, it was kind of worth it because I play a lot of board games. And not all of those models were real interesting to me. Really, the heroes, maybe a few cultists. The psychers and the chaos wasn't much of an interest. So for me, it was really more for the board game. If I just wanted the heroes, I could have bought that maybe for, if I was lucky, maybe a $50. But usually you will find those heroes between $10 to $20. So just doing the math, you got $100 there, and then just there you got another $160. But you can buy the box for $180 to $200. So yeah, for $40 more, you got all the extra and the board game itself to play with it. And it's actually a really nice board game. So anyway, on this, I hope you guys really enjoy this little review for the Blackstone Fortress miniature. Like I'm telling you, it's really more to help you out to figure out if it's worth buying the full board game, or if you prefer to buy just the miniature separately. There's plenty, and when I say plenty, there's plenty of videos of people doing reviews of the board game playing. My purpose is really more to focus on those miniatures, to know if you shop on eBay which one you really want, or if the full box is worth it. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you around for the next box review. That may be the... I'm gonna keep that a surprise. I think I got a box coming in soon. So yeah, I'll keep that one a surprise. So hope to see you guys around, and enjoy.